Hi, Jim Wagner here, and I'm going to talk about bleed out times for the human arm. And to demonstrate this, I have an anatomical arm for anatomy training or medical training, and it's good to know. So let's say the hostile ends up cutting you underneath the armpit, right here. Well, if you'll notice, you have an artery and veins here, and the bleed out time could be from here 15 seconds. Now, that's if it's completely severed, plus or minus depending on the person, depending on a few other factors, but generally, if it's severed, 15 seconds. Now, in the bicep area on the inner arm, this is roughly 30 seconds before bleed out. Then anywhere along the lower part of the forearm where you have the arteries and veins, you're talking about anywhere from 1 to a couple minutes. Now, people who commit suicide oftentimes will try to slit their wrist. Well, it takes a few minutes to bleed out if they're successful. And sometimes they're not even successful. They will sometimes even wrap wet hot towels around their wrist to facilitate it so the blood doesn't coagulate. The whole point is, why do I need to know this? Well, if I get cut or I get stabbed or whatever, the average knife fight is about 5 seconds. If I'm either critically injured or I'm out of there. But the whole point is that let's say it did last 5 seconds or so and I got severed here in the bicep before I got away. Well, I know that I was in that fight 5 seconds ago. I got away from the bad guy. I know it takes about 30 seconds to bleed out. So potentially I have enough time to quickly wrap myself, put pressure on, and stop the bleeding before I bleed out. Or likewise, if someone I know got cut severely in the wrist area, forearm area, okay, 1 to 2 minutes. The fight was 15 to 20 seconds ago. We got around to a safe area, a warm zone. Yes, I have enough time, hopefully, before they pass out. So, and of course, fingers, not as critical. You could lose fingers in a knife fight, but that's going to take a lot more time to bleed out. And as long as you put pressure on it, you'll be okay. Whereas obviously you get cut underneath the arm, you're talking 15 seconds. If it's you or if it's someone you know, you better get the pressure on there right away. And of course that goes now into the first aid training, combat first aid training. But for now, this was just bleeding out in the 3 different parts of the arm. And hopefully you'll never experience it, but you have the knowledge to do that and pat yourself up. Also, you also have the knowledge that if you're the one armed with the knife, you also know what targets to go for.
If you're going to evacuate someone under fire like a professional bodyguard does, be it a Tier 1 principal or possibly someone you love, then on day 18, you'll learn the correct way to do it. In Jim Wagner's book, Warrior Wisdom in 1 month, you'll learn a different tactical skill each day of the month, and it will take only minutes to read. Be a hard target. Order your copy now.
Would you like to be taught personally by Jim Wagner? Do you need some tactical questions answered? Or need some advice about security? Are you looking to be instructor certified for a particular course or courses? Now you can with private online training or consultation directly with Jim. Go to this webpage for booking reservation information. Be a hard target.